Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So all of my life, I've probably been the one in my family that they always said, well, I always think out of the box. I take that road less traveled. And interestingly, it's been almost 6 years since I chose to live a simpler life with much less, like 95% less, as a matter of fact. So as the downsizing designer, people often ask me, do I regret giving up that big, beautiful house that I built? It was loaded with beautiful design details and furniture and unique art and accessories that I had collected and curated for over, 35 years. They also asked if I missed the beautiful gardens that I loved and cared for, or if I miss waking up to the sound of the birds chirping near my window. I would be lying that if I told you I didn't occasionally miss some of those things, but lessons that I've learned and the wisdom that I've gained are far greater than I could ever imagine from living a simpler life with less. It certainly would have been far easier to stay, in many ways anyway, to continue living in that big, beautiful home. But after my life-changing experience in Senegal, third country, my head and my heart were calling me to live with less so I could live more, do more, and be more. So it was calling me to confront and unravel the lies that I've been telling myself for a very long time, that my self-worth and my success were tied to owning that big house and beautiful gardens and in that beautiful, that bucolic setting in Brandywine Valley. And at the time of my life, I used to think that's what success looked like. But now, 6 years later, I have a far different view of what it means to live successfully, have a successful life, one that's filled with passion, purpose, and fulfillment, not just beautiful stuff. So living that simple life with less has provided clarity and perspective on what matters most. It's exposed what I once overvalued, so I could discover what is invaluable in my life and also priceless. And it allowed me to experience the kind of freedom and peace that I had never thought possible. So while I continue to learn and grow on this journey of life, I want to share a few of the greatest lessons that I learned so far as the downsizing designer, as a minimalist, and as one who is choosing to live my life intentionally every single day. I want to share a few of the greatest lessons that I've learned so far. Perhaps this list will inspire those of you who are considering whether you should downsize to a smaller space or simply choose to declutter and live with less so you can discover a new, more abundant lifestyle in your own home. So I'm going to call this the Downsizing Designer's 15 Lessons Learned from Living a Simpler Life with Less. Number one, when you own less, you have more time, money, energy, and freedom to pursue what matters most to you. Because I now work less, I play more. What I'm doing right now is I'm playing. This is not work for me. It's something I love, I'm passionate about, and I can make a difference. Number two, knowing what you want more of and less of gives you the power to keep what adds value to your life so you can let go of what doesn't. So when you start to think about it, what's on your calendar right now that you just kind of have to do, you don't really want to do? What's not on your calendar? For me, it was taking my granddaughter to plays now that she's 4. She loves going to the theater. So that's on my calendar about once a month right now. That was what I wanted more of. So number 3 is if stuff doesn't make you happy, more stuff is definitely not going to make you happier. And those of you that might have watched my TED Talk or read my book, you realize that you heard my confession that I once had 11 closets and 9 rolling racks filled with clothes. I don't know, I kept filling my life with needing more, I thought, wanting more, I thought the more I had, the happier I would be. Same thing with the big house. Certainly as a single woman, I didn't need that big house, but it's okay to be vulnerable about talking about that now, because if it can make a difference for you to just think about does more stuff make you happy? My answer was no. Number 4, stuff no longer defines who I am. So I think if you've read my book, Downsize Your Life, Upgrade Your Lifestyle, you'll see in there that at one point, the more stuff I had, it was beautiful. And the big house, the nice cars, the nice clothing, all of that, I thought that defined my success. But the reality is, underneath all of that clutter, underneath my downsizing and decluttering journey, I found out who I really am. And it wasn't that. So number 5 is there's true peace in not needing and wanting more. The minute you can start seeing that in yourself, not needing or wanting more, that you are enough, you have enough, and to be content. There's pure joy in that. Number 6, being enough is a gift to give yourself each day. Stop trying to prove yourself. So many times, we spend our lives chasing our tails, basically, but trying to be someone that we're really not. And when you realize I am enough, that's a gift. And number 7 is living a life with no regret. Means standing up to all that prevents you from having the life you really want. So, we don't know when we're going to, this will be our last day on earth. So living each day, each moment, being present in each day, each moment, that's what matters. Because when you are on your deathbed, you really want to say, I wish I had. And the answer is no. So number 8, we only get one chance at life. Why wouldn't you live each day to the fullest? So again, going back to having a granddaughter, I'm having the time of my life because she gives me so much joy in just the simple little things that we do. And of course, being in a really happy, healthy, loving relationship has given me a second chance at love. And, we only get one chance. So why would we live it any other way? Number 9 is daring to live on those skinny branches in life is much more fun and exciting than remaining stuck in that status quo. So how often do you tell yourself, oh, I can't, or I shouldn't, or I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough time? When you take chances, when you take risks, when you go out on those skinny branches, that's where the fun and adventure of life is. Sometimes it's just saying yes to love. For me, I was single for many years, and, once I got over, the idea that I would be hurt again, I said, no, why don't I take a chance on this? And it's real. Another thing in my life is I took 30 days in the south of France with a ticket to and a ticket from, and I had nothing in between. I just figured it out every single day. That was one of the most exciting adventures I've ever taken because it was definitely being on the skinny branches every day. Number 10, is living a life on purpose. With purpose, it's the secret to living abundantly. All that's required is for greatness is to give freely of those gifts that you've been given. So we've all been given gifts in life. And once you discover those and once you start using those every day, making a difference in your life, in the life of others, there's no greater gift than living your life on purpose, with purpose. Number 11 is just because you can't afford to buy more, just because you can afford to buy more doesn't mean that you should. You're in control of that buy now button. Those impulse buys of something's on sale, so you absolutely have to have it. No, just think about it. And, the buy now can say, no, I'm not buying now. So number 12 is respect the process. Downsizing, decluttering is messy. This is what change should look like. It's what it does look like. It's the messy middle, they call it. You never know where or when growth is going to happen. So just to enjoy the ride, during the process of decluttering for one entire year. There were so many ups and downs. There were so many times I really wanted to quit. And I had real tears, real emotions over all of that. And, the same emotions you might be going through right now. But when you just respect the process and realize this is just part of it, it's not fun, it's not, messy, but boy, is it ever worth it at the end. And just enjoy the ride. Number 13 is invest in yourself. Continue to dream big. Take the road less traveled, and expand that vision beyond what you ever thought possible, and take actions every day to achieve the results you want. So for me, writing a book was never something I said, oh, that's one of my goals this year. It just kind of happened because I kept listening to what people are saying. And, after I downsized, they kept asking me questions. How did you do that? So I kept listening. For sure, I was, the vision started to evolve. And then the vision of becoming the downsizing designer, because that's what people were calling me. I had no idea what that meant. But what it now means is that we're a national brand. I have the ability to, through my content, which is meaningful content that hopefully provides value to you, those actions that I can take every day will help you have the results that you want. Number 14 is live each moment. So experience the little things because they're what give life the color. So the other day, my little granddaughter was spending the night and it was cold outside. And we made dinner and the moon was beautiful and she loves the moon and the stars. So she said, Riri, let's go outside and have dinner outside. Guess what? I said, yes. And but before that I said, well, Emmy, it's too cold out. And she said, get your coat on. So that was an example of just living in the moment and experiencing those little things because, we lit the candle, we had, linens and everything else. It was fun. And number 15, it is possible to design and to live the life you love, to become that person that you've imagined yourself to be, that God wants you to be. So I hope that this helps, and I'll be creating a blog about this too, so you'll be able to see it in writing.